So as part of my sales page for my workshop on the 1st of July, a week on Saturday, I decided to be very honest. And I am really honest, obviously, in all areas of my business. But there was something about doing this exercise for myself to really check in, because I think when we're putting something out there on the internet, we're focusing on the perfect grammar and making sure that it's really clear for the customer and things like that. But I really wanted to share a piece of stuff that I've been doing this year that I'm really going to be incorporating into the workshop. So here are some of the promises that I made to myself at the beginning of 2023. Deep breath. I committed to myself that I was going to have a go and that I would stop talking myself out of things just because it felt a bit new or stretchy, because you know that feeling. When you're going out of your comfort zone, you might just go, oh no, I don't know if it's for me. But I didn't do that this year. I said, no, have a go. So I decided that through that, I was going to be willing to experiment and be okay with the fact that I was going to experiment and therefore I was going to get things wrong. Therefore, there would be times where I was a beginner for a long time and I wasn't going to do things perfectly or the best. Yeah. I also said to myself, I was going to see what was possible. I said this to Matt a little while ago. Through COVID times and having 2 small children at home and things like that, I really haven't left my postcode very much. And sometimes that has been geographically, like actually moving. But sometimes I can get stuck in the day-to-day of like, what are we having for dinner tonight? What do I need to do? Have I signed that form? No, I haven't. Let me do that. Oh no, nursery's phoning. All of that stuff. I have been asking myself to think very differently this year. So I decided that I was going to put myself in the room. I was going to be a beginner to see if I could be that kind of person, even though I really felt like I was this kind of person. There's been a lot of moving and shaking going on. Number 3, I was going to do things imperfectly, but intentionally. So I didn't want to be all shabby about it and like, I don't know, I'll just have a go. Wow, let's see what happens. I have been really intentional, but I haven't waited. I haven't waited until all my ducks are in a row, as it were, because I've really realized there is no perfect time. And so instead of waiting for everything to align, which I don't believe it rarely does, and even if it does, it may last like 10 minutes where everybody's quiet and it's all good and the vibes are high. There is no perfect time. So instead of thinking that I was going to have this big, oh, I've got nothing to do this month, so now I'll do it. That's not going to happen for many, many years to come. So what I've done is I've shifted my expectations. I've said to myself, right, how can I do this where I am committed to being on the path? How I can, instead of waiting for the perfect time, take imperfect, tiny, tiny action right now. Number 4, I decided that I was going to seek out joy. And to be honest, I'd like a bit more. That is definitely going to be something I'm going to be cranking up for the second half of the year. Because when you make big, bold moves to yourself and commitments to yourself, sometimes, for me, spoiler alert, it can feel a bit joyless. Because sometimes you feel like you don't do the fun stuff. It's like building a house, not that I have, but, or painting and decorating or something like that. Sometimes you've got to strip all the crap and all the stuff back before you can get into the, ooh, I'm going to choose some nice paint colors. So definitely there have been parts in the first half of the year where it's felt stretchy and hard and confronting and all of those sorts of things. But here are a few things you can take away. I wanted to remember what I liked doing. And again, I've been in this phase of my life where I've been at home with small babies and been very much in that kind of caring role. And so I wanted to remember what made me feel good. And I know that for many of us, the last few years have been really tough. And it can be easy to stay in that level of, oh, everything's a bit hard right now. And I want to get back to living in optimism and making plans and being excited and all of that good stuff. 2 more. To step into my version of success. To find that blend of work and life that feels great. To explore how I want to create my schedule and to make these years count. There is so much advice out there of what you should do and what you should be doing at another particular age and how the best way to do things is. And actually there is no perfect way. And the only conversations, not the only conversations, but the most important conversation you need to have is with yourself. And looking at your circumstances, your goals, your personality, and really thinking about what you need, what you want, what you're seeking out. What are those things that give you that, oh, this feels like me, this feels really good. Finally, to figure out my gaps. I mean, you know, I just write this like it's the easiest thing in the world, but we know that it isn't. So to figure out my gaps, you know, the stuff, all the stuff, the questions, the answers, the bigger questions, etc. And uncovering what is getting in my way and how I can find a way to go forward. And that has been what the first part of this year has really been about, really observing where my gaps are, where my blocks are, where my obstacles, what are those same things that go round and round again, those same patterns of behavior that stop me, that keep me small, that get in my head, and all of the above. And there are certain things that I have proudly really released this year. Thanks for coming to my therapy session, by the way. This feels very personal all of a sudden. But I'm opening this conversation because you may be in that. And stuff that has previously worked, maybe it doesn't work anymore. Maybe you're in a different stage of life. Maybe your life wants to go in a different direction. And maybe it's leading you in that direction. And you're kind of catching up going, whoa, what, oh gosh, what do I need to do? Where am I going next? What's this all about? That's why I want to hold this workshop on the 1st of July. I've been doing this kind of work for over 10 years now. And I absolutely love holding spaces for people to show up for what it is that they want. We've all been around people who speak in that very mundane way. And if we're not careful, we can all get stuck in that, because life can be hard and challenging and demanding and relentless, and everybody has their stuff that is going on. And yet, if we're not careful, we can allow the thoughts of it being rainy outside, or it being too hot outside, or feeling that enormous weight of what the news is telling us, and that becomes our dialogue. And this may sound controversial, but you may argue that lots of people want us to be in that place, because when we are in that place, we consume more, we stay safe, we stay small, and quite frankly, now is not that time. Now is that time for you to have some conversations with yourself and ask yourself some questions about what it is that you want to be, do, have, and feel, where you want to go next, and be deliberate about it. I know we all want to believe the Disney princess story narrative, where we just stick our head out of the window and, you know, hang out with the birds and hope a Disney prince will come along. But that metaphor works for all areas of our lives. We know that things don't just arrive. We know that. We have to meet them. We have to meet them at least halfway. We have to claim them. We have to take action. We have to do hard things. And so, if you want to come along on Saturday, the 1st of July. And there are 3 ways that you can do this. 2 of them include time with me, or you can just do the workshop. There is a full replay available. I would love to have you, and I would love to support you. And you can come quietly and sit in your jimmies with a big cup of tea and have your camera off and do that. Or you can come and interact with me, and you can tell me what you want and where you're going to go next. And you can declare it, because sometimes when you declare things, well, often when you declare things, it makes it important. It makes you remember that this needs to go up the priority list. Because otherwise something or someone will get in your way. And then another year goes by, another 5 years. And I saw a picture of myself the other day wearing this top I hadn't seen for ages, and I was like, I really like that top. Where is that top? And then I figured out I was probably about 27 or 28, and now I'm 41. That top, I think, is long gone. I don't even know where or why or how. When did it go? I've no idea. But that, in a way, when I saw that picture, felt like yesterday. And it really wasn't, truly. We know this. Come along to the workshop. I would love to support you. I'd love to hold that space for you. By the way, I am that person at a wedding that people will, or I will clock if somebody's pregnant, or somebody will come to me at the end of the night and they go, I've got this idea for a business. I'm thinking about doing this. I am a really good secret keeper. And also, my mum always says that I have a face for people coming and telling me things. And so I want to have those deep chats with you. I want to hold that space. I want to be there with you as you navigate this next part of your business, of your life. Even though this isn't necessarily a business workshop, we will be talking a little bit about careers and work and money and how it all blends together. But what I'm mostly interested in is who you are becoming, and what does that look and feel like, and how do you want to be in the world, and how do you want to spend your time, how do you want to feel, all of that good stuff. So I'm going to leave it there. Come on over, all the details are down below, and I'll see you then. Lots of love. Bye.